ThePainFactoryCom.
Alright, I'm here with Dan Barrera. Yeah, I can say that name 10 times in a row, it's always going to be different. Dan, for people that don't know Dan, he's on a small little show called The Ultimate Fighter. Where did you go from Dan in Radcliffe, Kentucky to Dan on the TV show that's chasing his dream?
I got the email and I read that, hey, there was tryouts in Las Vegas, Palms Casino, in April. So basically, I just took my money and ran with it. I went out to Vegas, went through thousands of people waiting in line, and ended up getting to the casting call and being there all day, and having Dana White tell me, hey, Danny Barrera, you're going to the last round. You crazy effort. I was like, all right. So I was good. I was good to go. But you know, I felt that I knew I was going to the show. I just felt it in my heart that I was gonna make it to the show. Some other people, you know, may have knew somebody to get them in. Yeah. You know, some top guys.
Dan, that don't go on, man.
Oh.
You know, that don't happen. You don't know somebody and get on a TV show.
That's rumored.
That's rumored. But you left your job, man.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, you had a good job working at a fire department,
yes,
right?
I did. I was getting an ultimatum, basically.
Yeah, you don't come back and go.
Yep.
That would have been a hard choice for most people.
Yeah.
So, you know, how did you make that choice? Man, somebody told me that, and I had a good job. And for people that don't know around here, man, working at a fire department, you've got basically three choices. You can work in a factory, you can work in fast food, or you can not work. You know, that's basically it. There's no good jobs around here. Yeah. You know, so you had a good job. You was working at the fire department, and you had to give that up. You know, what did you go through to make that decision?
You know, I prayed about it, and I just had a lot of people coming up to me. You know, guys on the floor, firefighters, friends that I hadn't talked to in years, my family, people just telling me, you know, Dan, you only get one shot at life, and this is it. You know, you either take a risk or you don't. And you know, through you know, my support team, the guys I train with, you know, my instructor Jason, he told me, you know, hey man, go for it, man, and see what it comes back to. And I honestly would have been okay with Dana White and the producers telling me, you know, kid, you're not what we're looking for. You know, you don't have the record. You're not an established professional. We don't need you. I would have said, hey, all right, guys, thanks a lot, and I'll just, you know, fly back home, maybe chill with my wife a little bit in the hotel, and then head back to Kentucky. But it wasn't the case. They called me back. They wanted me on the show, and here we are now.
You was telling me a little bit ago off camera that everybody was watching you, and you know, I've talked with some guys before about you and your work ethic, and you know, they've always said, man, you know, he comes in and he's wide open. You know, Dan Barrera is wide open from the time he gets to the gym to the time he leaves. And you said that some of the guys was wondering if you was walking, you know, if you was in there hopped up on speed or something, because you was just wide open.
Yeah, I opened it up.
And what'd you tell Dana? What'd you tell Dana whenever he was talking?
Well, Dana White was watching me with Craig, and Craig's he's the executive producer for the show, and they were watching me, and I jumped rope for a good 2.5 hours straight, and in between rounds of the exhibition, and they said, no, who the F is this guy? Who are you? He said, are you on cocaine? I said, I'm on Jesus, baby. Why don't you get you some of that? And they were like, whoa, my ears are bleeding.
Oh,
you know.
And God has played an important role in your life. You know, you're outspoken about the man. You'll talk about Jesus. You don't hide from him. You made a comment that people have been just busting you left and right on.
Beat me up.
Beat you up. You know,
rolling with them.
Yeah, you got to roll with that. Jesus, you know, Matt Hughes saw Jesus in you. And a comment, man, that I read on one of those fanboy forums, somebody made the comment, well, when Matt saw Jesus, what did he look like? And you know, I'm thinking, well, you know, you ain't got a clue, man. If people bust on Christians, that's just, you know, that's just the way people. That's the way it's always been, the way it always will be. People bust on everybody. But you know, tell us what you meant, man. Whenever you said Matt saw Jesus in you, you wasn't saying that that's Jesus. You were saying that Matt was recognizing a Christian.
Right.
You know, what about, you know, where did you get your religion from?
Basically, you know, God has always been there with me. He was always there. I found God when I was like 17, and He'd always been there the whole time. I look back on my life, and in Proverbs 69 it says, you know, a man's way is in his heart, a man's path, but God directs his steps.
Yeah. So
every step I had taken and every decision I had made, I didn't even know it, but God was there the whole time. He led me to that exact moment in my life, and that's how I feel about this whole opportunity that came about, because if I hadn't decided to come out to Kentucky, I never would have met Jason and learned, you know, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And the first guy that I faced off with at the elimination process in Vegas was, you know, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy.
Yeah.
And he, you know, was trying to snap my arm on an arm bar.
Yeah.
I would have probably got it snapped if I was, you know, staying in California and just boxing out there, because I didn't know nothing really about the ground game. But you know, I got out of it. And I continued to just work on the guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, it was all good things. But just Matt Hughes is a Christian, and a lot of people give him flack for it.
But man, a lot of people beat Matt up.
Yeah.
Free to beat up whoever you want. It's easier to beat them up whenever they're, you know, in another state.
Right.
On the internet.
Yeah.
It's a little bit easier.
On a keyboard.
On a keyboard. Real easy to beat somebody up on a keyboard. You've been on your own, man. Just telling me since you was 16, 17, your parents moved away, you had to take on responsibility, a man's responsibility.
Yeah.